Shouldn't um, term that as being
Crazy.
crazy.
Okay.
Yes. When someone is depressed, they can't actually come out.
As depressed.
No, if you call them crazy,
Okay.
they are not going to share their problems.
Okay.
So, if someone easily irritates you, the person might not know that his or her presence is causing your irritation. And then, right when you see them, your countenance changes. The person shouldn't term you or diagnose you as being depressed because you have your own reasons. It's just your appearance or something that you do that annoys me.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that the fact that you don't know doesn't mean I don't have my reasons.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Musings. Today we are going to discuss about a health condition, a very serious one. My name is O-Level and I am here with
Clara and
Michael.
Today we are going to talk about depression, and those I'm here with are amazing people. I have Clara and Michael, just as they said, and they are health professionals. I mean, very good ones. Welcome to Musings.
Thank you.
It's very good to have you guys here. You are nurses, right?
Sure.
Right? Why don't you want to be a nurse anymore? Nursing is a very good job.
Yeah, it's a good job.
Right. Would you want to do it for your entire life?
I love being
And you would want to do it for your entire life? For your entire life? Amazing. But does it pay?
Does it matter?
Of course it does.
It's passion.
Alright. Today we are talking about depression, and you know, a lot of people, especially the youth, are going through different states of depression. Okay. So this is what I found about depression. The internet says, so you tell me if I'm wrong or the internet is wrong. It's a mental state of low mood and aversion to activity. Okay, that is what the internet is. But and comparing to the kind of situations around and how they term it as depression, I think it's the correct definition for depression. Right. So the internet seems to give us a very complex definition. I mean, I might understand, but what about our listeners and viewers?
If I can chip in this to help break it down, I would say depression is extreme sadness, coming down to yourself. No mingling, no socialization, all by yourself, and not wanting someone close to you.
Okay. A keyword is missing.
Okay.
It's not a one-time thing.
Okay.
So it happens
Periodically.
Yes, I think that's it. So you don't have to feel low-spirited or extremely sad just once and then you think you are depressed.
Okay.
It should happen consistently.
Gradually.
Yes.
So it's a gradual thing.
Yeah.
It happens like
Kakran,
kakran. Interesting. So I read the statistics from the World Health Organization and another research in the Netherlands and Australia showed estimated like 40% in women. That's women. 40% of women were depressed, and just 30% in men. I mean, is it true that depression is higher in women than in men, as suggested?
Okay. So I think it might be right because women are mostly emotional and they show their emotions. Men are emotional as well, but they try to hide.
Hide.
And if you are hiding, it can't be counted.
Okay.
Yes, so I think so. And then there are,
So it is possible that it's higher in men than in women, but men are not showing that
if
they
you
are
are
really
not showing,
depressed.
what shows that?
Yeah,
what
so
is-
this-
Or they are not talking about
This
it.
is where I say men are men.
Continue to
Okay.
be men and die.
Yeah, men are men because we are able to control our
Is it
emotions
control? I
sometimes.
wouldn't say control.
It's hide.
Like,
You
Suppressing
you-
something is different.
Let me-
Yes, that-
I'm putting it in that way because
That is how people see it.
yes, women cannot.
women can.
They can't.
Nah, I've never seen a woman trying to suppress their emotions. It's very difficult. You,
You can't.
Am I not a woman enough?
so if you are doing that, then I will say,
You're a man.
no, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, who knows?
No, that's not it.
And that is why, let me put it this way, women fear easily.
Okay,
They are soft
okay.
to such issues. So any little thing that a man can face, a woman cannot.
Have you met a soft
Some
man
women.
before?
Some.
Okay,
But
and
when
some
we are-
men.
yes, it's a proportion.
most men-
that is
And most
why
women.
that
I think we could use this adjective.
How
That-
many men do you know?
that relates to the research.
Okay, yeah, per the statistics, right? Than men. That's quite okay. As a man, I feel proud. I feel proud of the brotherhood. All right,
Welcome, brother.
so let's talk about the various types of depression because I know there should be types of depression. Could you please help us on that?
Okay. I will start with the clinical type
Okay.
where you see someone, for that one, everyone can observe. Everyone. Suddenly, as we sit here, you see me moving from you, go sit somewhere for some time, then I come back, join you, we do everything, then all of a sudden, you see me again.
All of suffering. Okay.
All of a sudden.
Okay.
Yeah, you see me again going back, or probably we will leave here, go home, and none of you will hear from me. You will call, text, I'll reply, and yes.
Okay.
Then sometime again, I will be reaching out to you, forcing to be with you,
Yeah.
trying to, yes. That is the clinical type.
Okay. Interesting. Is there any other thing?
Yes, I know. Let me speak for men. So there is. A
Oh, okay. So someone
That's
is
fine.
speaking for men
That's
and someone
fine.
is speaking for women
I
now.
think
But
that-
in my case,
that's what
in
men do.
my case, it goes.
course, yes.
I'm just
It,
speaking for.
All right.
that's
All right.
Yes, Antoine.
There's one called PMDD.
Okay.
It happens during premenstrual cases when you're having premenstrual syndrome.
Okay.
So your period is late. That's what I'm trying to.
Okay.
It can lead to depression, being depressed. So your
period is late.
Yes,
Hey, any man, so
yes.
okay.
For a week or two. That is what.
Okay. Okay.
So a week or two, it can lead to depression.
In half.
Yes. Thinking about it. So
What if I'm pregnant?
Okay, with that thought,
It all boils down to you
when
guys.
you are an overthinker, you would think, what if I never menstruated again, and then that is all. I've reached the menopause.
Menopausal stage.
Okay.
It's 20.
Nah, is that
in
possible?
this era,
No, it's-
things
it's-
are happening.
Overthinking.
So has that ever happened? That
Okay, I haven't recorded, but anything can happen in this era. Because
It's just an
12 years lady is getting pregnant, so 20 years can be paused.
this wouldn't happen in the 80s. Okay.
And then,
Okay.
well, just like we were saying, it could happen that you overthink. What if I ended up being a barren.
Hmm.
Yes.
That will surely get you depressed.
Yeah.
Yes, that is how it can cause one to be depressed. And then there's also postpartum depression.
All right.
People give birth and then at that instant they don't like the baby again. The cry of the baby is irritating. The
Especially
baby causing them
first-timers.
sleeplessness.
First timers
First-timers.
and those who have more than 4 babies.
Okay.
Yes, it could be depressing. I have a friend who told a colleague that the colleague's child cries too much. If he was the husband of that woman, the colleague, he would have sent the child to the grandparents' house
Oh.
because the child is stressing the wife. Yes, that could cause one to be depressed as well, right?
Interesting. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the symptoms that can be observed from a depressed person. What are some of the things I can use to identify someone who is depressed?
Okay. So I am so much interested in, let's say, dancing. I love dancing, and then at the sound of even a whisper,
Okay.
I dance to the tune.
Okay.
And then now there is music playing in high speakers, high volume, and I am just there acting like nothing has happened. Lost
Because it would be weird. Oh, okay. It would be very weird. So personally, I love dancing. I can dance to the beat of
Right.
yes, boom, quick. I can dance to that tune. I can dance to the sound of a clap. What I say. So if I do not react to those things, does that automatically make me depressed? Because at a point, I just don't dance. I go to a program, I'm there like that. I'm like, today I'm not going to dance.
Especially that happens especially when there is, let's say, observers.
Okay.
So you have a friend. I'm using you as an example.
Okay.
You love dancing,
Yes.
and we get to a choral concert, and they start singing or performing high lives.
Okay.
And then you're just sitting down.
Let's go and dance. And that particular moment,
You are withdrawing.
not to go. I am not good at dancing.
Okay.
I always follow you. You ginger us. You see it? You ginger us. But at that point in time, everyone is waiting for you to stand and then start moving us. But you decide not to.
Okay.
But after we close, the latter part of the program brings high lives. And there is where you are going to act to the dance again.
Okay.
After that, people will be thinking, like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
There is where we can clinically say you are
I've had people ask me
depressed.
questions. I'm an outgoing person. I keep everyone close. I smile to everyone and all those things. But sometimes I'm like, okay, let me be quiet and observe something. I'll be quiet and someone, are you sick? Are you sick? Are you sick?
What's wrong?
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
Because that's not you, that's everyone.
Where are you?
Okay.
And then with the question you ask, we can't just base on one symptom to diagnose
No,
something.
okay.
Yes. So just like when someone is having chills, you don't automatically say the person has malaria. That is the same thing
Yeah.
that
Okay.
happens
Okay.
here.
So what are
to-
some of
to
the
add
other things?
up.
Okay.
I'm speaking for the introverts.
Okay.
Introverts.
Yes.
Like
the
me.
indoor you.
Okay.
Let's not go there. they are always indoors.
Okay.
But there is a period where you can meet them oversleeping,
Okay.
or their eyes are always open during the night. after the day's activity, instead of them to rest, they are always indoors, so they see things indoors and then they don't feel like sleeping. Yes. In such cases, periodically, you can say the person is depressed.
Okay.
Yeah, and also being irritating easily. Just a small thing, your heart is out.
Okay. I'm not like that. Thank God.
For that one, you are not like that.
Yes, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Thank God.
With a small thing, your heart is out. For that, then thereafter, you calm down, listen to others, but still you stand on the same reason, which no one understands.
And then you just go off like that.
That's crazy.
So these are some.
Doesn't that make you crazy?
Yeah. You know, everything is crazy in this world.
So we shouldn't term that as being crazy.
Crazy. Okay.
Yes. When someone is depressed, they can't actually come out.
As depressed.
No, if you call them crazy,
Okay.
they are not going to share their problems.
Okay.
So, if someone easily irritates you, the person might not know that his or her presence is causing your irritation. And then, right when you see them, your countenance changes. The person shouldn't term you or diagnose you as being depressed because you have your own reasons. It's just your appearance or something that you do that annoys me.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that the fact that you don't know doesn't mean I don't have my reasons.
Okay.
Yes, so it actually varies. I think before you can say someone is depressed, the person would have to exhibit 3-4 symptoms
Okay.
Yeah.
simultaneously
Okay.
so that they can be termed as
Right. That's amazing. So what do you think causes this depression? Because when I was young, I thought Africans do not get depressed. I've been watching American movies all the time, and I see them getting depressed and all those things. But Africans are so strong, and I thought Africans are so strong. But I don't know. Probably in those days we weren't getting depressed, or we were hiding it. It can happen like that. We've introduced a lot of Western cultures into our culture, and that's my big reasons why we are getting depressed. But are there other reasons? Are there other causes of depression?
Okay, I can start with the genetics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a trait. It can run through the family. And I know a colleague of mine. At first, we thought it was his own problem, but later on, we got to know it ran through the family. The dad is so quiet, he doesn't talk. But when he gets angry, everyone runs within the neighborhood.
Okay.
So is Dennis. When he gets angry, that's all. There's nothing, but you see him suddenly change. He doesn't like coming out with us. So we go to him inside the room. We play piano, we sing, but most times we go there and enjoy ourselves whilst he is in the room.
But you went there because of him?
We were there because of him.
Okay.
But he is not with us.
Okay.
And it is most times it is there that we realize even the dad is inside the home.
Okay, so the dad actually could have passed that on.
Yes, maybe.
Or couldn't it be that it's a behavior of the dads and he just learnt it?
It can't be learned, but in this situation, it's a genetic makeup.
Does the person even like being in such mood? Do they enjoy being in such mood? Should be a question too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you've talked about genetics, right? Is there any other?
Medical conditions as well.
Okay.
there are some conditions that even mentioning them, I don't think it will cause a lot of questions.
Okay.
So some medical conditions can actually make you depressed. And
Okay.
then there are the brain chemicals.
Okay, so you can mention some of the conditions. Then you research on them, okay?
Parkinson's
Yes.
disease.
Parkinson's. Could you please spell it out?
Park. And
Park.
then INSO.
Park
N.
in
Park in Sons.
Parkinson's
Oh, okay.
disease.
So viewers,
And
Parkinson's disease,
there are cancers too.
cancers.
Yes, her mentioning cancers. See, it's not just the condition,
Okay.
Yes.
but
The fear and the
the stigma
attached.
attached to it.
Interesting.
That can actually
Right now,
cause someone
you being there, and I get a news that you have, say, cancer.
Me? No.
It's an assumption because outside the literacy of cancer is less.
Okay.
We think cancer
Stress to touch.
to touch and
No.
those things. So
when we are talking about stigma, let's even use HIV.
yeah,
People are even afraid to come for their drugs because of the stigma.
The stigma attached.
So thinking of what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
Getting to know that you are HIV positive, and then that alone is killing you. Coming out to get drugs for maintenance, and then someone seeing you, and
That gets you depressed.
of course the overthinking,
Yes.
everything.
even some people feel bad that the health worker has pronounced to them.
That they have the
They
condition.
wished they knew themselves. They wouldn't also have consulted anyone for treatment.
Interesting.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
And you were talking about brain something.
yeah, with brain chemicals, the brain releases chemicals,
Okay.
and then each of them does their job
Okay.
well. That is how come you can sleep. You
Okay.
feel hungry, you can think.
Okay.
Yes. So when the chemical that causes you to be happy or respond normally when there is a deficiency
Okay.
or overproduction, it can actually cause a low mood or low spirits, and then it could lead to depression.
I mean that is an amazing fact.
Especially with those who abuse drugs.
Okay.
When they get what's the
High.
term? Yes. They feel better.
Okay.
But within a short period they don't get. Suddenly they come
Okay.
low.
Drug is even extreme alcohol.
Yes.
So what are you trying to say about alcohol?
You mean
Is
addiction?
alcohol a bad thing?
Addiction.
We are not talking about alcohol. It's
Yeah.
an instant.
But is alcohol a bad thing though?
Yeah.
It is. You
Okay.
get the
It is.
necessary alcohol from the food that you eat. You don't have to-
Okay.
Are you
So-
an alcoholic?
Nah, I'm not. I'm not. Why would they think I'm an alcoholic?
Because of the question you asked.
I just asked.
Okay.
All right.
Don't get the mood swing right now.
I know depression is a health condition, right? But can it be treated? And what are the treatments?
Yes,
It
can be treated, can be
It can be
prevented.
treated. So with therapy.
Okay.
I remember someone said, don't tell your problem to the shrink, or else it will be used as an example in a seminar.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
that is it. But it is only being used as an example to motivate
Motivate others.
someone else.
Okay.
And then your name wouldn't even come up. It's just
Okay.
your conscience that will be dealing with you
Okay.
for telling the person.
With-
But if you rather come out to tell what is happening to you or how you feel, and then you felt relief, I don't think that will even be a bother.
Yes,
So therapy
Therapy.
is a thing. Therapy is expensive in this country.
Is it?
really is.
Okay, I don't really know,
Yeah.
but
For 400 cedis an hour,
wow.
I think it is.
But with what you are saying too, you see, some of the problems comes to us, the health workers, asking our confidentiality with our patients.
Okay.
Because if the patient has that thing with you, the news between you, and you also decide to bring the issue out and mentioning the patient's name, and now it's a rampant thing. Now health
Mentioning
workers,
people's name.
yes, they will bring out the scenario and will be hesitant to keep the names.
Okay.
They feel like it's all right.
Let me just
Bring the person out, which in turn affects the victim,
Okay.
and then causes depression. So it's also a news to all health workers. Let's maintain the confidentiality between us and our patients.
All right.
Patient. Right.
So what? But we can prevent it, right? We could prevent depression.
Yes, but I can say it's also one of
Except
the
if
hard,
it's
hard
genetics.
ways.
I don't think we could prevent anything genetics.
Yes, I can say it's one of the hard ways on this earth.
Okay.
For seeing a depressed one and you're trying to, some people try to please them, but it's in vain. It doesn't work. So I wanted to make a research about that, but I think time is not
Mm.
Okay.
giving me.
So this is the story of someone who was diagnosed of depression
Okay.
2 years ago, and ways that he got over it.
Okay.
He had 5 habits that he stopped doing,
Okay.
and it helped. The first one is the habit of expecting to always feel good. So he mentioned that when you are depressed, he was diagnosed, when you are being diagnosed of depression,
Okay.
you will be so much afraid to feel bad even for a second. So you are always expecting to feel good. But depression, it's like life. There are ups and downs.
Okay.
You can't always feel good. You can't
Yes.
always expect to feel good.
No condition will be permanent.
Yes, exactly. So that is it. And then he also mentioned refusing to forgive. The people that we don't forgive, we are more hurt than them.
Okay.
They feel
So
free.
if we
They feel
decide
free.
to
Yes.
forgive people,
We burden
then-
ourselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are free.
Okay.
get
That is amazing.
Yes, and then the habit of expecting the people we love to fully understand. The people that we love, I might love you, and then I would expect you to just be in my shoes and
Yeah, reciprocate
understand
the same thing.
everything that I am going through.
In this case, I think it will be a long story. I was trying to chip in Lewin's case. He wanted everyone to support him
Yes, yes.
in his
yes,
premiere,
Yes.
but whilst others were speaking the truth
No,
about what
it's
he
not
was
even
saying.
being the truth or the false. People have their own problems to solve.
Okay, yeah,
You don't
absolutely.
expect someone you love to prioritize you.
You
Not even
just
your
because you
parents.
are prioritizing them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is never forced to reciprocate
Yes.
someone's
Goodness,
But
yeah.
it hurts.
It hurts.
Yes.
But don't
So
allow your
you do
don't-
not have to expect people.
Expecting is what makes it worse.
Okay.
So you just have to allow people to do what they gotta do.
Yes.
If they return to you, fine. You came alone, you came.
Alone you shall go. Okay.
So,
What require you came?
and then the next one is the habit of thinking that life will only go from bad to worse.
Okay.
Life doesn't go from bad to worse. Just like I said before, it goes from, just like life, there are ups and downs. So you don't have to, you are in a low spirit, a low mood, a bad mood, but you don't have to think that it is
Always
going
bad.
to be worse.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I think the last one is the habit of wanting to control everything. You cannot control everything. You might want to suppress certain things because they are happening, but you can't control everything. I mean, I think it's self-explanatory.
Most times those who do those acts, they in turn regret. And there is where the depression sets in. Because do this, do that.
Please, I get depressed.
No. You can go to the hospital.
No, I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. Look at how happy I am.
Yeah, I remember I did a health talk and I was talking of the prevention and I mentioned the treatment regimen after the prevention. And someone came to ask of the drugs. And I asked, are you a victim? He said no, but he doesn't want it to happen, so he is buying the drugs. Which is very risky.
Very risky.
Yes.
So the drugs can't be mentioned when you see a psychiatrist and then you are diagnosed. They can give you.
Fine.
Also feel free to meet any health worker to discuss any issue relating to
Please,
depression.
a trusted one. So
Yeah. I mean, could we trust anybody else? All right. Thank you very much. This is the first episode of Musing. So let's go to the word of the day. The word of the day, or the word of the episode, is musings. Probably you do not understand what this whole thing is about. Musings is a reflection or a thought. So usually it's being in your closet, quietly reminiscing. But we are here to voice out our thoughts. We are here to voice out for you to listen. All right. So you listening, you are a muser. So musers, tune in, learn, and be entertained. Think health, think wealth. Thank you.